Welcome to this podcast, a safe space to help you let go what is no longer serving you and let's go into action. I am Liliana, your host, and I am a Thanatologist, that is Death, Loss, and Bereavement Studies, and a bioenergy healer practitioner. I help women to heal silent losses that they have not recognized as such and to emotionally and energetically align them with their higher call, with their vision. In this podcast, I will be interviewing women coaches, holistic practitioners, entrepreneurs, women of wisdom that can share with us valuable insights and personal experiences to inspire you and support you into becoming the woman that you are meant to be. Please subscribe to the channel so you can join me in the next episode, and let's move to the conversation. Hi everyone, today in this episode we have Susan Francis. How are you, Susan?
I'm doing great, Liliana. Thank you for having me.
Oh, it's a pleasure to have you here. So, tell us a little bit about yourself, about what is the type of practice that you have.
Okay. Well, I'm a plant-based nutrition coach primarily, and I like to help women and people, men sometimes too, who are ready to add more plants to their diet and get
Mhm.
healthier so they have more energy and feel good in their bodies. That's the main thing that I do. And
Yes.
in addition to that, I also help people with their movement practices because I'm a Tai Chi instructor.
Oh, wow. I love Tai Chi. I used to practice it like 25 years ago, and it is a very good practice. It has all the spiritual, the energy, the physical body. Is such a complete exercise. Well, that's very interesting. So now tell us, it's obvious that you are into health, healthy physical, mental, emotional, energetic body as a whole. And was this like a call that you have to help other people to do this? Because our listeners here are women that have like a higher call. They are called to service, all different types. But for your case in specific, what is it that it called you to do this work?
Yes, that's a very good question. Thank you. There definitely is a heart and spirit component to what I have felt like I was called to do. I spent a large part of my life as an animal artist, a wildlife artist, to try to get people to appreciate wildlife and the environment. Because I was a wildlife artist for the Division of Wildlife in Ohio, and so my wanting to help people understand that we absolutely have to take care of the environment because the earth is our home and it's the only one we got. So
Definitely.
that was sort of the background of my life. And I've done a lot of other things as well. And I really got very um, connected to the nutritional part about
Mhm.
13 years ago, like
Mhm.
more like 15. And I felt like I wanted to be able to help people in that respect because not only it helps their physical health, it
Mhm.
can also help their emotional, mental, and spiritual health. And altogether helps people that want to understand the connection to their environment, that
Mhm.
they feel the same, something kind of a connection to the earth that makes them want to take care of themselves so they can take care of the earth. And the earth includes the animals and the plants and everything else as well.
That's so very true. Would you say that whatever your passions are, you're passionate about animals and about taking care of earth and about your own body. So, would your passions would dictate in some part what your purpose is supposed to be or would your service would be? What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, absolutely. Um, for a while, I felt like I wasn't sure what my real purpose was.
Mm.
And yet my heart kept saying, you need to you need to be healthy yourself so that you can help everybody else be healthy as well. And
Mm.
so my desire is that people will feel healthy on all those levels, as well as have the energy to be able to do what they're supposed to do in life. If they don't have the energy themselves, then they won't be able to fulfill their own purpose.
That is very true. Yes, and if you can have your dreams, but if they're just in your head because your physical body cannot actually go after them, well, what's that's very sad. So, on that note, how about if you can tell us a little advice from your coaching practice of nutrition or Tai Chi or whatever is it that you want to tell us of how we can improve so that we can have that energy that we need to go after our dreams.
Okay. Well, I feel that the two things are very tied together. That I feel that you can't out exercise a bad diet, nor can you just eat well and just sit around. So you have to have some of both,
Mm-hmm.
and you've got to be able to keep some balance in your life. My personal practice with Tai Chi is something I've been doing most of the last 20 years. Not solidly, but
Mm-hmm.
I've been teaching here where I live in Asheville, probably the last 5, 6 years, on a regular basis. And I see that when people do make that commitment to come and exercise on a regular basis, and also if they're, excuse me, if they are taking care of their nutritional needs, that they can have a long, healthy lifespan. And so I would recommend that people take a look at that in their life, and also that how you feel when you do take care of yourself.
Yes, because you feel much better and you're in a
Right.
much better mental state, emotional state. And with that, you have more energy to really say, okay, I have my routine for exercise, my dietary regime, but then I'm going to add to go after what gives me pleasure. And part of that pleasure is serving people through your talents and what you have to offer to the world, right? So it is I agree that it's very important that you take care of all of your bodies as a whole. And then well, in my perspective, connect with source and
Mhm.
include the spiritual part of things, right?
Absolutely. My 20-minute morning meditation is non-negotiable.
Ah, yes, yes, yes. That's a great start of the day. A little bit of quiet time to set up the tone for the rest of the day. I agree.
Yeah.
That's
And
very
that
good.
that connection to a higher source, whatever you choose to call it. For
Mm-hmm.
me, it's being able to tap into the love and the guidance of the universe. And that's what I do in my meditation practice. And it's
Oh,
also
you.
a little bit part of my Tai Chi practice, because in the
Mm-hmm.
tradition of, the Chinese medicine, it's not separate. They we're not like, okay, here's my body and here's my soul and here's
Yeah.
my energy. And it's no, it's all the same thing.
Yes. Yeah, for me, Tai Chi is like meditation in motion, right? Because
Yes.
as you're doing the movements, you are very conscious of what you're moving, how you're moving it, and then you connect with it with source. Basically, for me, connecting with source is connecting also with your intuition, with creativity. So let's say that you have a vision of what you want to achieve, but you don't know exactly how to get there. Well, you don't have to jump from here to the vision in one big jump. You just need to know what is your next step and step towards that direction. But to know what's the next step, you have to get quiet in your mind so you can connect with that intuition that is a whisper that's going to tell you, do this, do that, or don't do this, or don't do that. That's all you need to know to achieve your vision at a longer term. And that's what I wanted to share with our listeners, because that's how I used to have a very big jump to my vision, and it was so stressful, and I got anxiety because I couldn't get there until I started to quiet my mind. I says like, Only the next step. That's the only thing I need to do to know. Yes.
100%. Absolutely agree. And that's what comes into practice with with the using Tai Chi as a meditation because it makes you very focused on what you're doing. So you're
Mm,
not getting that monkey mind going in 20 different directions. You can't do it.
yes.
You have to pay attention to where's my foot, where's my hand. And that's the one of the big values of it that I see.
So, if I ask you to, well, I'm going to ask you to give us a bit of advice to our listeners that may want to consider being a coach or a therapist or have a practice of some sort. And an advice that you could tell them of from your coaching journey to learn how to be a coach, how you can get there. But before you tell us that piece, I want to ask you if practicing Tai Chi give you the ability to put it into your practice as a coach, that methodical conscious thinking and organization, did it?
Yes, I think what it really has taught me is how to be a better teacher. Because being
Oh.
a coach is being a teacher. And
Mm-hmm.
when you have the Tai Chi classes, I usually teach people that are, 60 and above because my classes are in the middle of the day. And
Mm-hmm.
so those are people that may or may not be very active otherwise.
Mm-hmm.
And they come in with an expectation that it looks easy.
Mm.
And then when they come, they go, oh, well, this is maybe not as easy as I thought it was. There's a lot more going on here.
Yeah.
So, what I feel is really important as a coach is patience, being
Mm-hmm.
willing to meet people where they are and take them step by step and really learn how to break things down for people. This is what
Mm-hmm.
the response I get from my students that come to the Tai Chi classes and also my coaching clients is that that I can explain things well and I can break things down into simple pieces because when you've been doing something for a long period of time, it seems easy for you. Anything's
Mm-hmm.
easy if you know how to do it. But if you
Yes.
don't know how to do it, then you have to
Mm-hmm.
figure out how can I make this really clear? And how
Mm-hmm.
can I break it into smaller pieces so that people can take it, like you said, step by step, instead of trying
Mm-hmm.
to make a giant leap into something that then they'll get frustrated.
Yes,
And
and you know what? When it's one thing to have a lot of knowledge, but if you don't know how to explain it and that person is not getting it, what's the point of having that big knowledge? It's useless.
exactly, exactly.
Hmm. Wow, that's a very good piece of advice for us that are listening. Learn how to be patient enough to explain properly to our students.
And
Hmm.
probably over and over and over.
Yeah, yeah, whatever it takes, it takes.
Yeah.
Yes. Hmm.
I think that sometimes what I've heard it is that they hear it one time and
Hmm.
then I explain it a little differently the next time. And then they go, oh, I kind of missed that the first time. So looking at different ways of approaching whatever it is that you want to coach somebody with or to help them with, finding different ways to explain it, break it
Hmm.
down.
Hmm. Yes.
Maybe it's use humor. Maybe it's use a visual. Maybe
Hmm.
it's just sitting with someone
Hmm.
and
Hmm.
holding the space for that.
Yes. That's very wise. And you know what? Even for ourselves as students, as learners, because we keep studying things to become a
Mhm.
better coach, right? So
Yes, of course.
in my journey, I've heard my coaches saying the same thing several times. And I go like, yes, yes, I got it. I got it. And then I try to put it on practice and think I get it. And then at the 10th time, they repeat it again. And I'm like, wow, did you mean that this, and that? And she's like, yeah, that's what I meant all these 10 times. But Until you don't get it, you don't get it. And so that's why we have to also be kind with ourselves and patience with ourselves. That it's not the first time when things are going to get perfect. This is an evolution, it's a step by step. So don't despair, our listeners. We've been there and we're still going through that.
Absolutely. The day I stop
Yes.
learning, I'm going to probably be dead.
Yes, yeah, that's a good way to die, just learning. So, Susan, it was a pleasure having you here. Is there anything else you want to share with us before we go?
I would love to say to all of those who feel like they're being called to a higher purpose, just listen to your heart
Mhm.
and really pay attention because your heart's trying to tell you something. And if it's saying it enough times, just
Yeah.
listen and then take one step in that direction.
Mhm. Get into action. That's right. Well, thank you so much. I will put it in the description of the video your social so that if somebody get wants to get in touch with you, follow you, or ask you any questions, they'll be able to contact you. It was such a pleasure to have you. Take care. Bye bye,
Thank you
Susan.
so much. I really appreciate it. And thanks for all the wonderful questions.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.
Thank you for listening to another episode of Let Go and Let's Go. I really hope that we inspire you into moving 1 degree closer towards your vision. You deserve to live an inspired life. If you resonated with anything we said, or you'd like to learn more about how I can help you to get into alignment with your soul's purpose, please reach out. Love to hear from you. Send me an email, info@lilianachamberlain.com, or I will be leaving a link in the description. And please remember to subscribe to the channel so you can join me in the next episode. Meanwhile, remember, keep shining because your light is only meant to get brighter.